Oh. Hey yo, this is another video, so let's go. All right, well I'm in a place called Piasa, the Piasa. Well, it's a cave, but it's called the cave. They have a drawn a bird with large talons and a long beard and a big wings. So they said I'm gonna show you what I read it off of, but you can hardly see it off of when I read it, you can hardly see it. You got to really get close and kind of get it. So this is where I'm at, the legend of Piasa. Not like Mike Piasa, the baseball player. What I mean, like the Piasa is the bird. You know, it has large talons, large wings, great large teeth. You know, it would just pick off certain people or whatever and kill. This is a story, folklore. It's like the same thing as the water monsters or Tehum in the Necronomicon. So like the monster is really yourself. You know what I'm saying? It was taking people out, and they ended up. So like all right. How I can explain it is they do a lot of bloodletting, or they would give themselves to certain deities in order to show reverence to certain things. So it's called the Piasa. That's what it is, the actual bird itself. So, but with the Piasa, there's actually a picture of it. They drew on the wall. So, and the picture is right here. I'm going to show you. And the picture is right here. So the picture itself of the bird, you'll see it with large talons. That's the nails on the actual bird, or the talons. You see the teeth, the horns, like the antlers. It kind of look like the as another one, a monster from Germany. They call it Sinterklaas. Like Santa Claus, Sinterklaas is dressed red. Is dressed red and black. So, but it's funny, they got red wings and it gets darker towards the front of the wings, so like red and black. But it's in this is two different parts of the world with the same, damn near the same concept, but just as a different look to it. So I'm gonna get a little closer and give you a look from what I was seeing. So I did my spiritual stuff out here. So while I was on my spiritual stuff out here, I actually was getting a lot of power, a lot of energy. You know, so-called distractions try to manifest themselves, but they ain't you know, they ain't nobody. You know what I'm saying? God ain't nobody. A coward. He's a coward. Can't do that with me. Anyway, but yeah, I want to get a little closer so you can see the actual picture itself without any interruption, so you can see it. So they were saying, like in the story, they were saying that the Piasa, they were actually saying the Piasa was actually killing people, but it's actually the actual monster itself inside of all of us. 333 is cornerstone in the Necronomicon. I just looked at my phone just now. Cornerstone is a monster in all of us. So we all have, when we don't eat, the stomach get the rumbling. There's a rumbly in my tummy. So with that being said, I'm gonna show you parts of the cave. They have it blocked off to where you can't really get into it. Now, it's like it was saying how rocks will fall down from the top, and they don't want people to get hurt supposedly. So it was open, you know, but it's been, I don't know how long it's been like this. I'm not even from this area at all. But anyway, yeah. But here's the inside. You can't really go in here because it's, you know, gated up, you know what I'm saying? So you can't walk through there. So I want to give you a little closer look, closer than I can really see myself. So I'll probably check it just to look at it, see how it looks. When I was over here earlier, when I first got here, I actually saw something running past here, like a little animal. It's water. Oh, you can see the water right here running up and down the stream. You can hear it too. I didn't even know this was here until I walked it just now, a lot closer. And it's going into that area inside. But that would be amazing just to go in there. But I saw like an animal walk past here earlier when I first got here. So that's how things are. You know, and people, you know what I'm saying, they close it off, you know, the imagery is not, the imagery itself isn't actually visible where you can get inside of it. But I saw like a little opening, but I'm not gonna go to the actual, the place I saw. It was like a trail somebody had burrowed in. But the funny thing is right here, all these Indian mounds that I've been going to, I always keep saying, Indian mounds, they never ever had a place where there was no water at. They always took care of themselves with the water, fed themselves, whatever, bathed, using all these different things to drink, all that. So I'm just going to show you, this is also the Mississippi River. The Mississippi River, you know the Mississippi River, it starts at, what do you call it? It starts in like the bottom of Louisiana, you know, where the French came up, the French purchased and all that. Yeah, that's where everything comes up. So they was already leaving. Like I always say, the Indians or the Native Americans, or even better word, the Aboriginals, that means first. Or the primitive, that means they were first, prime, first. Like they say prime numbers, Optimus Prime, they were first. So that don't mean they were like savages, like certain people, like whites, or, you know, Asian whites, or Mexican whites, or whatever. Those are the savages. You know what I'm saying? They ended up they're doing a work for God, and God is the worst anyway. But I'm gonna stay on task. So what I'm gonna do is go inside of here. I didn't go in here earlier, but I'm gonna go in here right now and see something. See what was in here. Oh shit! This looks amazing, bro. You know people jumped over in this motherfucker right here. Yep, people been jumping over. We got graffiti all in here. It's graffiti all in the walls, all that. Damn, man, I would keep going. I got things. Man, you could actually even slide past this wall right here. It's so cool, like the breeze. It's breezy up in here. Man, it's so crazy. I would keep going, but I got like punk motherfuckers around, man. I don't want to leave my area. But yeah, this is what, like the water right here is, it'll be drained out and it goes to actual another area. But it's more to go to. But I'm gonna cut it right here. And this looks amazing. It's so cool right here. It's so, like, the air, it feels so it's real breezy in the area what this place is, but it's so nice over you see on the inside. I wish you can go back in the back to see more of it, but you know that's how it be. But I wanted to show you all that at the cave. They was talking about the Piasa. So the Piasa is actually the bird I was just showing you on that wall. So man, I would keep going. What I'm gonna do is show you something different. Okay, right here you see, I'm gonna read it to you. In 1673, Father Jaques, Jaques Marquette, ain't nobody my father, Jaques Marquette saw the pictograph on a limestone bluff overlooking the Mississippi River while exploring the area. So they're saying hundreds of years before the arrival of early European explorers, native Aboriginal Americans, indigenous Americans occupied this byway region and were drawn by the rich resources of land and water. The Illini Confederation occupied this region as evidenced by their petroglyphs, pictographs, and burial mounds atop the bluffs. While skirting some rocks, which by their height and length inspired awe, we saw upon one of them two painted monsters. Which at first made us afraid, and upon which the boldest, they call it savages. They put savages on here. I'm gonna put indigenous people. Indigenous dare not rest their eyes. They are as large as a cow. They have horns on their heads like those of a deer, a horrible look, red eyes, a beard like a tiger's, a face somewhat like a man's, a body covered with scales, and as long and a long tail that winds all around the body, passing above the head and going back between the legs, ending in a fish's tail. Green, red, black are the three colors composing the pictures. Now, what do you know those colors from? What do you know those colors from? Red, black. Let me get into some light so you can see. My camera is. I put my phone low. So red, black, and green. Red, black, and green. You have the same thing, the same colors in Mesopotamia or Iraq, as in the Necronomicon. You had the same thing with Marcus Garvey. Red, black, and green. He said, "You'll see me. I'll come back. See me in a whirlwind." Same thing. Moreover, these two monsters are so well painted that we cannot believe that any savage is their author. For good painters in France would find it difficult to reach that place conveniently to paint them. Here is approximately the shape of these monsters as we have faithfully copied. In that picture right there, the petroglyph had many homes throughout the years along the byway, serving as a reminder of the nations that call this region home. It says, "What's that cave?" Many people wonder if the cave at this site was the home of the Piasa Bird, or maybe even an old pirate hideaway. Early settlers found some naturally existing caves containing bones, supporting the notion that Native American tribes use caves for shelter and ceremonies. However, the cave before you represents the quarry industry along the limestone bluffs that began in Alton as early as 1815. The Mississippi Lime Company excavated the limestone, creating these caves in early 1900s. Dozens of quarries operated from Alton to Grafton, proving to be essential to Alton's growth. The mining process created building stone and lime. The lime was a key component. Lime was actually what on the top of pyramids too, also in Egypt, or Kemet, what we call Kemet. Wow, the lime was a key component to glass manufacturing, which helped support Alton as home to the largest glass producing company in the United States. Limestone quarried along the byway and used for construction can still be seen in many historic homes and buildings throughout the region, including significant landmarks such as the St. Louis Union Station and Eads Bridge. Wow. Well. Though tempting to visitors, these caves are not safe for exploration. Portions of the bluffs under Alton are still being mined today. All right. So this is partially right here. Stop right here where I was reading that on that board just a few seconds ago. So it's gonna pick up somewhere else. The two was probably two water monsters on the bluffs of the Mississippi River near present-day Alton. By 1700, those pictographic creatures were no longer visible. They're only talking about so-called black people, highly melanated people. They were no longer visible. Okay? Think about this. I'm going to just show you how this is like mythology, as you see the picture right here. Now I'm going to show you. If it's two monsters, it's like in the Necronomicon, they talk about the monster, one red and one green, one female and one male. So they're talking about black people, the same so-called black people, highly melanated people. They're talking about this. Wow. I just read something just now that's very important to me. By 1700, those pictographic creatures were no longer visible. In 1836, the novelist John Russell described an image cut into the bluff of a legendary dragon-like creature with wings. According to Russell, the creature was called Piasa, the bird that devours men. That version of the pictograph, as well as myths about the Piasa have become prominent in folklore. Folklore is like is mythology. So they say they don't see the monsters no more. The monsters, remember, like, I'm gonna explain this as quickly as I possibly can. The monsters they're talking about, like again, like I say again, they're talking about highly melanated people, so-called black people, because they don't see them anymore. But if you think about it, I remember when they had slavery, they had brought people from some of our people from Africa over here. But remember, they said when the Indians, there's a movie called Goodbye Uncle Tom. They said when they had slaves from all over the world, or Africa, you could say, the Indians, they wouldn't do anything, and they said they would just stand there and just look at them and let them kill them. They're like, why would they just let them kill them? Because in Mexico they were used to, like, hey, we're not going to do this. We're gonna just sacrifice ourselves and come back even stronger and even better. And so, like, they was actually, they didn't like, they had different methods of that out there, like the Olmecs. Those are the Olmecs, like they're not the people that we think they are. The people we thinking about is like we think about the Mayans. The Mayans didn't do anything. Why did the calendar stop? Why? That's what I always say. Why does the calendar stop if the Mayans are still there? Because they didn't create shit. All it was like people that came later in life. They was there later. Like the Olmecs ended up leaving and went up the. See, this is where the trick comes in at. The Olmecs ended up going up the Mississippi River from La Venta, all the way up from La Venta through the Gulf of Mexico, all the way up the Mississippi River. The mouth of the Mississippi River is in Louisiana. And now there's the first Aboriginal or Indian mound is in New Orleans, or what they would call Kenner, Louisiana. It's in Kenner, Louisiana, and it's the first actual mound you can really actually kind of see. So, like, and it goes all the way up. It goes all the way up. It's like so many mounds that go up the Mississippi River. And right behind me, as you can see, right there is the Mississippi River. And why would it be right on the Mississippi River? So they would stop in different places. They would play, oh, we should stop here. We should stop here. But not. They knew that something was coming from the east. And so this is what. And the funny thing is, they knew this was like going to happen. It said like a legendary dragon-like creature with wings. So they say, when they say the black dot in a circle, the dot, remember Horus. They say the Horus has wings. They talk about his wings, his mind. He actually gets illuminated and gets his wing. They say angel gets his wings. Yeah, the same thing. You got to look at all mythology and not just look at one. Like you have a Bible, or you have a Quran, or you have whatever you have, and you're just looking at one. It won't make sense because they'll take out pieces just so it won't make sense. We got to put these puzzle pieces together. It's like having a puzzle and you missing some pieces. It ain't gonna look right because, or it ain't gonna go over well because you missing something. So get it all. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always say get it all and stop being so stagnant and stuck in one place. That's what we always end up doing. We want to be ego driven, stand in one place. Oh, I like it like this. You know what I'm saying? No, we got to reach and stretch for some more shit. But yeah, I wanted to show that while I was out here. This video went actually a lot longer than I had planned it to be. But let me see. But I'm glad I got to show you that part, because that was my first time seeing that right behind that bush right there. So you can go up in there a little bit more and see some. So it's two monsters. They said they got rid of the other one. It would be right there, right where that spot is at. Next to it, it was two of them. You see that picture I showed you on that board. That it kind of washed it out. But so they would say the monster was picking people off. It was picking people off in villages and stuff. They only talking about the monster on the inside, and they must have turned into something else outside of that. They said it was actually living here. The monsters are actually us. See, that's what I'm saying. If you're able to read and understand what you're reading, these things can make more sense. So, but yeah, as you can see, it's darker right there. That's where that second picture was. So now it's like it's one by itself without the other. So the two monsters, now I see what it is. I didn't even know what it was until now I read that. So I didn't read it until I'm just reading with y'all. So, but anyway, it's 1950. I want to do like 20 minutes on this and keep it moving. All right? Peace, niggas.